as I make some breakfast here, I'm realizing how close Christmas actually is. And I thought, for those of you who perhaps aren't as organized as you'd like to be, that I would share with you an inside look of my Christmas planner. Those of you who have been watching Vlogmas this year will probably have seen it in our Christmas card edition, which was earlier in the week. But I use a planner basically just to keep everything together, keep me organized, and keep us on track. You don't have to go as elaborate as I have done. A simple notepad, notebook, piece of paper, whatever works for you would work just as well. But this is just to give you a look into what I do and how I keep things organized and the types of things that I sort of record and keep an eye on year in, year out. So yeah, I hope you enjoy and that you find this interesting, and hopefully take a few tips from it. Talk to you later. So guys, here is my Christmas planner. As I've showed you before, it is just a simple black file of facts. For those who are big into their file of facts, this is an identity, and those who are will know what that means. I have had this years and years and years. I'm sure probably a decade ago I bought it in Eason's. Can't for the life of me remember what I paid for it, but at the time it was probably somewhere in the range of 50 to 65 euro, I would think, just based on what they always cost. So for years I was watching people on YouTube and Pinterest and Instagram with these beautiful Christmas planners, and I always wanted one. And then I was searching in the attic one day and I came across this old file of facts, and I thought, perfect, I will just take out what I don't need and dicky it up. And I've been using this for, I want to say, about 3 years now. It never really changes as in the content and what I put in it, but I'll walk you through it so you can see. So these things here, these are some cards and that from Project Life. This is a gift tag that I fell in love with one year. I have this wrapping paper. I got it in Tesco's. I bought loads and loads of it because I loved it so much, and I'm going to be using it again this year. Very excited. The front cover now, I've taken off the plastic dust cover that's normally here so that we don't get a big shine back, but this is the original cover, or the original divider that would have been in the file of facts. I've just covered it over with some fancy kind of paper and stuff. This was actually cutouts from a Christmas card project thing that I purchased, and you'll see things like this and stickers decorating over what would have been the existing file of facts, sort of either stationery or kind of like hardware. And up here in the top corner, you'll see I've just got like a green tab thing. Again, bought these, and as you can see, it's gone directly over the divider that would have been in the file of facts. I bought these in Eason's again, and this one here are things to do. So basically this is like a master to-do list for Christmas every year, and we just tick it off as we have done it. Now I leave this one in here pretty much all the time because I like the way I did the red and the green, but yeah, it's basically just a master to-do list. And it is actually sort of broken down. Then we have the Christmas movies that we love to watch every year. So we break the Christmas movies we like down into subsections. So you have the Christmas movies that are actually Christmas movies, and then you have the movies that we like to watch at Christmas. We also have our Christmas traditions in here as well. We don't always get to do every single one of these, but we try our best, and we add in new ones as we either come across them or hear of them and like them. And then this is the list of movies that are technically not Christmas movies. They're not Christmas themed, but they are movies that we always like to watch during the festive period. And then we've got our favorite Christmas drinks. And often if we're introduced to a new drink, like a couple of years ago we tried the red velvet hot chocolate with the cream cheese. It was divine. And so I'll write that down and I'll print out, or I'll get the recipe from wherever, either it was online or wherever we might have tasted it, and I will put it in at the back. You'll see there's a section for that later. Also, every Christmas in the sort of Christmas week, we try to do a sort of like a Christmas photo challenge, James and I. So this is the list of the photos that we tried to take. So again, everything is kept in here. Everything that we do every year is always together. And then the next section of the book is dedicated to decorations. So these are ones that either need to be replaced or fixed, or they're on like our wish list. They're the decorations that we would love to have but might have to save up for or can't find. So next up is the Christmas gift list, and I'm obviously not going to show you my actual gift list because people's presents are listed on these, but you can see there underneath here it is. But basically what it is an online shopping tracker that I print. This one here is from thepolkadotposy.com, and you can see here that there is a date for when you purchase the item purchased, the merchant, the order, the ship number, what it costs, and whether or not you've actually purchased it. And I normally then put a second tick once it's arrived. I love these because it means I know exactly what I've bought and when and who I'm left to buy it for, and it also keeps a track of my Christmas budget too. And this is also an excellent example of how I get an A4 page like this into my planner, which obviously is A5. So basically you can see here it's folded in two. So what I take is, on the back here you'll see a lined piece of paper. It's actually an old address page, but I also have at the back an old school Filofax notepad, and I simply just rip off a piece of paper, put some double-sided sticky tape along the three edges, and stick my A4 page, in this case the online shopping tracker, to the Filofax page, leaving obviously the perforated or the punched holes without are free. And then I simply put it in like that. Perfect. And then at the end of this section I have a plastic folder like so, where I put in all of my receipts for anything that I purchase in a store, just in case I need to make refunds. The next section is for menu ideas. Now, we generally go to my mum's for a Christmas dinner or to James's parents, so we rarely host it here. In fact, in the 15 years that we've been together, I think we've hosted dinner maybe twice, and we've either gone to one or other parent, but that does not mean that we don't host other events. So again, I do a Google search online. These are still from the polkadotposy.com, and I just print out. She had a beautiful selection, all free for personal use, so I just printed them out. You can see here it's the meal planner and then the Christmas Day schedule. Like I mentioned, we generally go to one of our parents for the holiday for Christmas Day itself, but I do it for other events and days coming up to the Christmas period. That's why I always print out multiple ones for the coming year. And then I have my holiday baking list. I haven't actually filled this in yet, but I have been testing recipes over the last couple of weeks really, and if you follow me on Instagram you will have seen I recently baked some delicious chocolate chip and peppermint cookies and some heavenly butter cookies, so they will definitely be going in there. And I already pulled my favorite dessert from last year, which was the most divine lemon posset that I've actually been making for about 3 or 4 years now, just to have it in there. And that's where I would put and keep recipes from previous years that I definitely want to strongly consider or definitely use. Then after this, we've got the Christmas card list, and it is basically just, you can see there in the corner, an A to Z old school address note, and I just write down everybody's addresses, and this is what I go through when I was writing my Christmas cards, and this is what you would have seen a couple of days ago in my top tips for Christmas cards. I think it was Vlogmas day 3. And at the end then, we'll call it the Christmas schedule. It's really the December schedule. And what I do is, again, looking at free online available monthly spreads is what I prefer. And again, they're just stuck to one of these pages. And so I have 3 Decembers in here. So this one is just a kind of a quick glance diary for James and I. Generally during the middle of the week we're pretty flexible, so that's why you can see it's quite loose. And I only really put big events on this, like I don't put our daily things that we have to do or have to be at. It's just like the fun Christmas things. And I also print one of these for my Vlogmas schedule and then my Vlogmas recording. That's why I have 3 of them. And that is near the end. And then at the very back, I just have the notepad, as I said. And you can see here to the right, I've got a pencil. And to the left, I've got the pen that I talked about in the top tips for writing your Christmas cards. So I hope you've enjoyed the flip through my Christmas journal and that it gave you some ideas on how to stay organized and every year to come. Do let me know if you do things a little bit differently or how it is you organize Christmas in the comments below. Until next time, bye guys.